Welcome back to Spartan Training Systems. And today we're going to be talking about getting your concealed carry permit, what's going on in the world today, and how can Spartan Training Systems help you get your concealed carry permit faster. So, my name's Greg, in case we haven't met before, in case you haven't watched any of the previous videos on YouTube. Myself and Patrick are the founders of Spartan Training Systems. And we operate a training facility just outside of a little town called Bowling Green. So those of you that aren't familiar with maybe the Fredericksburg area, you may or may not have heard of Bowling Green, Virginia. But we are just on the outskirts of Bowling Green. But the good news is that we do travel. We offer traveling classes. So let's look at, think about what's going on in the world today. So how many of you that do not already have a concealed carry permit in Virginia have thought about getting one, especially with recent events? There have been several mass shootings. Uvalde in Texas, absolutely tragic. The shooting just the other day in Ohio. What about the shooting at the graduation in West Virginia, where the off-duty officer was carrying concealed and ended the threat almost immediately? So yeah, these things are going on. And there's nothing that says just because you live in the, what people may consider the middle of nowhere or a peaceful, quiet little town. I'm sure everybody thought Uvalde was a quiet, peaceful little town of like 5,000 people. Nothing's ever going to happen here. And lo and behold, it did. So how many of you have considered now, because of these recent events, to consider getting a concealed carry permit? Well, Spartan Training Systems can help you with that. If you're not anywhere near Bowling Green, that's not a problem, because guess what? We travel. We will come to your area and put on a class so that you can get your certification, so that you can go and apply for and get your Virginia concealed carry permit, which is recognized in almost 30 states. So, yeah, we'll come to you. So here's the deal. This is how this travel thing works. So we have a base price. Right now, our class is being offered for $75 per person. In order for us to travel to your location, we request that you have 10 people that are interested in the class. Now, if you can only come up with 4 or 5, maybe, depending on distance, we may be able to help you out. Or we can at least start advertising some on Facebook and see if we can't get that number up to at least 10. If you get 15 people, like let's say if you're like wherever you work and there are multiple people that want to take this class, 15 people, we'll give you a little cut on the price. So from 75 down to, let's say, 65. Get 20 people, then we'll drop it down again to 55. And we'll just keep going like that. Provide the venue, we'll give you another little slice on the cost, because then that's something that we don't have to pay for. We don't have to pay for a conference room in a hotel or something like that. So if you have a venue, we'll give you a little price cut on that. So we can work something out. The idea is that I think it's extremely important for anyone that wants to carry a concealed firearm in Virginia, or anywhere for that matter, should receive some really, some decent training. Now, this is not actual weapons handling training. We do provide that as well. The traveling part is going to depend on what kind of a range that you may have access to in the area that you live in. But yes, we will travel to you for that too. But just to get started, just to get that concealed carry permit in Virginia, we can travel, provide that 4.5 hour class. Standard is 4. We tend to run over a little bit because of the discussions that we get into. And that's not a problem. You don't get charged extra for that. If I keep running my mouth and we're having a good discussion and we go 5 hours, I don't charge you an extra $20 or something, okay? So basically it's a 4-hour class. And you'll get your certificate at the end, but we get some really good discussion that goes on there so that you have an understanding of what it means to be an asset to society with that concealed handgun permit. Maybe when you should or shouldn't act, or things to consider before you decide to act. Just because you carry a concealed handgun does not mean that you are an instant hero or that you have to be an instant hero. You have the ability to protect yourself. You have the ability to protect your family. And you may have the opportunity to protect some other innocent people if you really understand the full situation. So, yes, we travel. We will travel and come to your area. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments in the video down below. You can always find us on our Facebook group, Spartan Training Systems. That we have a Facebook group there. You can send us a message in there, and we will respond to you. You can also go to, it's not quite finished being built, but it is there, SpartanTrainingsystems.com, and there is an email link there that we check on. You can reach us that way as well. Let us know what you have, what you think you have, or how many confirmed of your friends and where you're located, and then we'll work on everything after that. But we will come to you, so at your convenience. Usually Saturdays and Sundays. You want to do a weeknight, we can probably work out a weeknight depending on how far away you are. Again, I want to make sure that you are provided with enough information so that you are an asset to society. I certainly don't want to see liabilities out there running around. So, yeah, in case you didn't realize or didn't know, you're going like, okay, who is this guy with Spartan Training Systems? You know, he's out here telling me he's going to help me be an asset to society. Well, it's already told you, my name is Greg. 21-year law enforcement veteran, 17 years as a law enforcement instructor. I've been in this private security industry for about 10 years. I've been a private security instructor for almost all of that, probably about 7 years. I am an NRA handgun instructor. I'm an NRA law enforcement handgun instructor. I'm a Federal Law Enforcement Training Center firearms instructor. What else? I am a Virginia DCJS private security firearms instructor, including general instructor in those. I'm a certified firearms instructor in Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. I've been doing this for a while. I also just so happen to be a Federal Law Enforcement Training Center active shooter, active threat response instructor. So when we talk about concealed carry, especially with the events that have been going on lately, we kind of tie some of that in with, you know, that active shooter, active threat and our response and how we should handle it and where we go and how we do it. Without actually getting hands-on. But there's a course for that too. But we can talk about that later. So again, if you're interested, we take our traveling concealed carry permit class on the road. If you're interested, please, again, leave a comment down below. Go to our Facebook group, Spartan Training Systems, or go to our website, SpartanTrainingsystems.com, and we will provide you with all the information you need. Go ahead and set it up. If you got the people and the place and all that set up, I will show up tomorrow. And if tomorrow is a little too soon, I'll show up this Saturday. We will pick a day and I will be sure to be there just for you to make sure we create assets to society in carrying concealed handgun permits in Virginia and anywhere else that you may decide to go that recognizes Virginia's concealed handgun permit. Okay? All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Spartan Training Systems, we're here for you, and let's do this thing.